Alright, we're in Game 2 here in the Ultimate Series Bubbles round of 64. GX Gaming up against the guys on Little Fuckers. And them Little Fuckers in Game 1 dragged that game out way too long, choosing to just go and let their shrine die instead of actually CCing at 15 when it became really, really obvious that they weren't going to win. So we'll see what happens here in Game 2, but I suspect that the favor is in GX Gaming. I initially thought that this was a round of 32 match, which should tell you how the series goes, and did not realize this is actually round of 64 when I realized after the match, like, these are not the same player names as the ones they should be based on what the brackets say. Regardless, I'm like, hey, it's game 1, I might as well just cover game 2. We'll see what happens. I think I know who's going to win, but hey, maybe you're just really bored for some reason and have absolutely nothing else to do, in which case I feel extremely bad for you, dude. Porn is a thing. Like, just go, even if you're a girl, I don't know, maybe you are, but it seems unlikely. But, and that's not, I'm sorry, that's not meant to be sexist, it's just, like, statistically speaking, I think, like, 98% of Han's clientele is male, and that should tell you something, because these are awful people that play this game. Anyway, yeah, this is pointless. I'm not even sure why I'm doing this. Regardless, Bands are out, Keeper of the Forest, Parasite, Master Rubs, and Ophelia. Actually pretty solid bands. Master Rubs probably not really worthy of a first-tier band, but all heroes that we see pretty regularly on the competitive scene. Legion side so far has picked up Tempest, Torture, and Warbeast, so there's some push there. Some pretty solid team fight as well, some carry, and obviously so far the jungle versus no jungle strat. Hellborn going with Predator, Succubus, and Hellbringer. These are two heroes that I don't think have any place. Predator and Hellbringer I don't think we should be seeing. We've seen Hellbringer occasionally. We've seen Predator I think once in competitive play, but probably not either of these. I really don't think either of these are heroes that make sense to be using in competitive scenes. Succubus I quite like as a support. We've seen her run as a suicide occasionally as well. I don't think that's a good role for her. It's too dependent on a lane matchup. If you get somebody with a heavy harass or somebody that can deal with a disable or two, especially a pseudo tri-lane with a stun in the jungle like Tempest or Parasite or something, then you can be subject to a serious amount of pain, Ophelia especially. So you have to be really careful about how you're running that Succubus suicide. So we'll see what role that is put in here. But as a disabler, as a support, really a second support, I think is the correct role for her. Hellbringer, I'm just not a fan. It seems like a hero that's sort of in between roles. You need more farm on Hellbringer than you can get for a support, but he doesn't bring enough to the table as a farmer. He has a solid enough dot, but the ultimate is just not that great. Like, it's a nice pushing mechanism, but there are better pushing mechanisms, to be honest. Pretty much anybody with minions, really, has better pushing mech, just because even when it's up, the Hellbringer ult doesn't push that hard or that fast because the Malphite are too slow. And it's just on such a long cooldown. It's a giant annoying ultimate when it goes down because it does a bunch of damage and a huge AoE, stuns everything, which is great. But it's just not up enough. Like, the cooldown is so long, you can't use it effectively, and the rest of his abilities just aren't that great. You know, the life tap requires that you do a bunch of damage to that particular target, or in that particular targets that got hit by the AoE. The slow isn't great. The shackles is just not effective, really. So, I don't know. I don't feel like he has a place. Predator has a pretty common issue, is that just he's an item-dependent hero without a farming mechanism, so he basically requires Alchemist Bones, and Alchemist Bones require a strong start, basically in the short lane with a babysit. There's pretty much no other way you can run Predator. You'll see Jungle Predator every so often in TMM, but it's just not a good idea. And he needs Alchemist Bones so badly, and that is just not a hero that you think has a place. The hero that requires Alchemist Bones to get going, just because you're not going to do anything for the first 30 minutes of the game. And not to mention he can get kited so badly, so not a huge fan of that. Legion side finishes off their lineup with Slither and Zephyr. So pretty strong push lineup over here, very strong in the team fight as well, and pretty solid carry potential as well. So they've got some options. Generally a quite competent lineup. I'm a little concerned the fact they only have a couple of stuns, but I think they'll be able to work around that. They have the Gust, they have the Slither Spray, and of course Warbeast really good at chasing heroes down. Hellborn finished their lineup up with Drunken Master and Blood Hunter, so I assume it's going to be support HB and support Succubus. We'll see what lanes those actually choose to run in. I guess this is going to be a Suicide Drunken and a mid Blood Hunter. Could be a tri-lane, actually, for that matter, and that might be the best decision for the Hellborn side here. Either an aggressive or defensive tri-lane with Predator in the middle. Just an absolutely 100% secure farm on him. I think, given that we're probably going to see a Suicide Warbeast, a Jungle Tempest, a mid-Zeph Torture... No, mid-Zephyr? No. It's definitely going to be a mid-Zephyr and a bot Slither. The question is, where's Torture going to run? It could be either lane. So I'd like to see the aggro try, I think, coming out here from the Hellborn side. Drunken Master can definitely hold his own up top against Warbeast. Just secure the farm on that Predator. Just make absolutely sure you do that, and that's not what's going to happen. It's going to be a Predator up top with Hellbringer, a Succubus bottom, and Blood Hunter mid. So we'll see where DM goes. But if this is going to be a 2-1-2 strat, I'm really not a fan. Obviously, this is typical pub lanes from the Hellborn. And this sort of just feels like what this is. These feel like pub lanes. This isn't a team to me that feels like it fits together super well. It's a lot of single target damage. They're going to have some issues in team fights. The carry potential is there with Predator, but he's going to take so much to get going that I don't think they're going to have the opportunity, especially when they show up, because this Legion lineup is so push-oriented. They're just going to take map control so damn fast, and Predator's not going to have any space whatsoever to farm. The gank potential on Hellborn's not particularly strong either. They don't have much burst damage. They've got one stun, the Drunken Master. I guess you can count the Hellbringer Ultimate too, but that's gone kind of a long cooldown if you want to use it as just for the stun effect. So we'll see what happens, but no surprise, Hellborn or Legion running a support, Suicide Warbeast. Looks like Torture's going to be in this middle lane. Torture mid in a farming role, actually. And it looks like Sully's going to be bot as a support. That's a little surprising. Okay, not a huge fan of this. It does, I think, eliminate some of their carry potential. I think Slither's a little bit stronger as a carry than Torture, just because Torture is not really strong enough at doing single target damage. Torture is really, really great in team fights, probably better than Slither, but it depends on how effective that's going to be, how often that's going to happen. Slither actually getting jumped down here as he takes this stun, but should just be able to walk away. And does so effectively, takes a tree there. Obviously in possession of a couple trees, as well as a health pot and a mana pot, so generally alright in terms of regen. Zephyr taking Tango's Hatchet Shield, standard farmer build. And actually this is looking like an aggressive jungle Warbeast, which is interesting because they've just abandoned this top lane to Predator and Hellbringer. So I don't know what he's doing here, or if this is his, just complete and total, I'm going to do this forever plan, or what. But, I mean, the issue with Jungle Warbeast, the reason we don't see this very often is A, he doesn't gank, and B, he's not a fast farmer. Bottom lane, we're going to see this done on Slither once again as they're trying to go on each other's supports. And you can see he's just he needs so many mana potions that he does not jungle particularly well. Going to throw the Wolf out here, perhaps try to get some lane control. And will do so, return just to this top lane and get some CS as the replay moves into this tower. So not a bad strat there, figuring, alright, I'm not getting support right now. I don't have lane control, I can't get CS, so I might as well just go to the jungle for a bit. And this lane will gradually push up as Warbeast gets lane control here. One thing Hellbringer does bring to the table that not many other heroes do is just a massively painful dot early on at early levels. Obviously, Luna Stun providing plenty of damage and burst damage as well. Actually, at bottom, as we see a kill there by Slither. Onto this. Succubus takes the Poison Spray. Can't even get the Heartache out. And dies. Zephyr getting pushed back in, but eats the Gusts. And will be just fine. Also puts a health pot on the Slither. So Succubus porting back to lane here. And will be generally okay. Torture and Blood Hunter in the middle, of course. This is a weird matchup. It really should go massively in Blood Hunter's favor, because Torture doesn't have the harass damage to deal with a Feast. And 171 gold per minute on Blood Hunter, 218 on Torture, so this is absolutely not the way this matchup should be going. Torture, by no means, should be out-CSing and out-leveling this Blood Hunter. But he is. Blood Hunter missing a couple of CS there, really, for no reason. We'll be scaling lane control up top. We'll finally get some creep kills of his own, out-leveling the Hellbringer and the Predator for that matter. Courier's still actually a Monkey Courier here in the Legion side, but delivering a bottle to Tort in middle at 3 minutes. A little bit of a late bottle here, but I think he went for some more build-up with 3 minor totems, a Mark of the Novice, and some regen on top of that bottle. Bot rune is gone, and Torture up top gonna bottle of refreshment, I believe. So for some reason, this Torture is just completely able to zone out Bloodhunter. It doesn't make any sense to me why that should be the case. I mean, Torture has decent enough harass, but the Feast is just way too powerful. Like, that's the whole point. In a 1v1 situation with a new Feast, Bloodhunter should probably not be outlaned by anything. In a dual lane, absolutely, he could have some more problems, but just, how do you can't deal with the harass, or the Feast coming back. Like, it just doesn't happen. It's not possible. Unless, of course, Bloodhunter is missing a ton of CS, in which case it's very easy. Zephyr going to go Succubus once again. Finally get the Heartache this time out, but may not be enough. Going to be chased down here by Zeph. Easy kill there. So they're now in some trouble. Stagger helping out with the auto-attack damage. Drunken Master has the lunge back up in a couple of seconds, but will not chase Slither. As Tempest off to the side in the woods, hanging out. Bloodhunter pointing back to this middle lane. Does not actually get stunned. Chain Reactions were about half a second too early. This Tort has a regen rune on. Agonizing Pawn's a little bit too late there. Chain Reactions hit him as well. He needs to take a bunch of damage here. Agonizing Bonds are available, and that's going to be a kill. Oh god, Blood Crazy goes out there. And one more auto attack, but not going to be enough. He health pots up. Now Torture could be in some trouble. Bloodhunter obviously no hemorrhage, not level 6 yet, but Chain Reactions hit there, stop the health pot. Agonizing Bonds are there, one more auto attack, and that's going to be the kill. So Torque getting a kill there, obviously the damage from Bloodhunter helping after he got his spells out. Obviously doesn't need to be casting anymore, so Silence not really doing too much. And Succubus going to get pulled in once again, puts the sleep on the Slither there, but it's not going to matter. Zephyr just has too much. Drunken taking a really long time to respond with that stun. And Succubus now has 3 deaths in this bottom lane. Up top, Warbeast doing pretty well, 311 gold per minute. So I think pretty well is an understatement. 34 and 6 on the CS. Compared to Predator at 20 and 2. And I think it's just a situation of one team being massively stronger than the other in terms of skill. Not to mention the draft is certainly better on the Legion side, but in a lane like this, I mean, you're having a babysit support. That words are hard. Warbeast can activate the ultimate, will be just fine there. As in middle, gonna get the Tempest assistance for a gank onto Bloodhunter, and that's gonna be a death. As we already knew, but I mean, this is a dual lane Predator up top. They're 2 levels behind this Warbeast. And Warbeast has an extra 100 GPM on this Predator. There's no way that situation should ever present itself. A dual lane Predator Hellbringer should easily be able to zone out a Warbeast. I mean, Hellbringer's dot alone should just wreck that Warbeast's face. And for some reason, the Death Boil is apparently not being spammed, or I don't know what's happening, but it's just not there. Mid tower going to drop there in favor of Torture, who hasn't even gone the Impalement build, just a little too powerful. Chain Reaction, they're just going to catch this Bloodhunter, and now he's going to take Glacial Blast as well. Auto attacks are plenty. Easy kill there for the Legion side once again. The stuns are just too powerful, and Bloodhunter is getting wrecked. So similar story to last game, it's just the entire Legion side now is out farming the entire Hellboard team, and we're 7 minutes into this game. Impalement from Torture finally coming out at level 1 will help push on this middle tower, and this could be a tower kill. Glyph going out there. We'll see how much of this they want to take. Just a DD rune there as Drunken comes in with a stun, but a Chain Reaction is going to hit him, and now he could be in some trouble. Gets the Glacial Blasts down. All the minions from the Tempest are helping out, and the DD rune on Torture is just too powerful. Mid tower going to drop. Succubus coming in for something, but not going to find it. Blood Sense obviously activated by Bloodhunter, but he can't chase. Still not level 6. Still no hemorrhage. Bot tower gets pushed in as well. So much like last game, we're seeing the Golden Experience push straight through on the right side and starting to obscure any red that's left on this. And now here comes the push. As Legion are grouping up, they're like, alright, we're going to start taking towers. Up top, level 7 War Beast, continually being able to summon wolves. Obviously, the Abyssal Skull, very, very helpful. And Pred now in some trouble as his chain reactions are on him. Just took way too long to respond to that. Takes the Agonizing Bonds as well. And he could be in a lot of danger here. Impalement is there. Obviously not going to stop too much with the Stone Skin, and that's going to be enough. So the Illusion Torture up top with the War Beast in his ultimate form. Going to be able to push this top tower. Ballista obviously helping them. Plus the Wolves and the Torture Impalement back up in 11 seconds. Megasaurus here from Tempest, no doubt. A very valuable item at this stage. With the push. Bottom lane, Zephyr getting dove on by 3. Hemorrhage goes out on top of Slither. He's going to drop pretty quickly. Zephyr put the Tornado down. Going to get a kill here on this. No. Drunken jumps away as he gets nightmared. Bloodhunter takes it off for some reason, and so does Zephyr. They're just trading it at this point. Now Bloodhunter perhaps in some trouble. We'll see. He has Blood Sense activated, but the Gust, the Tornadoes are just too much. And we'll see. No Gust available on Zephyr. Top tower, meanwhile, getting pushed in. With the Elementals, Torture, War Beast here. There's the Impalement, which is level 2 now. And so this is going to be yet another tower kill. 9.5 minutes into this game, we're going to have 5 of 6 outer towers dead.
The Legion have destroyed a Hellborn tower.
Bot lane, Zephyr getting pressured here, will just run away though. As the Hellborn don't have the chase. They have 2 heroes now with ultimates. And Bloodhunter and Drunken Master. And Legion are breaking base. War Beast Wolves are there. No Glyph available, obviously, as they use it in the middle tower. And this is just dying. War Beast obviously strong pusher, so is Tempest. Impalement from Torture helping out a lot with buildings, and this is going to be a dead base tower. Succubus throwing to sleep there onto War Beast. And once again, Tempest Elementals coming out. There's just no anti-push either on the Hellborn side. Agonizing Bond sets everybody to be so much health. War Beast activating the ultimate. Going to try to get the kill on Hellbringer. Eats the ultimate from Bloodhunter. And now he's going to turn around. Astrolabe from Tempest helping out. There's the chain reactions on a Predator. He's going to drop. Bloodhunter on the side. Just enough movement speed to get away. But this is going to be top racks now. So 10.5 minutes in. And the Legion have top racks. They also finished bot tower. So the push is here, man. And I think it's possible that the guys on GxGT were like, I don't feel like sitting in another half an hour game that we win in 10 minutes, so let's just win in 10 minutes. Obviously, they get heavy push when they went through with their lineup. No doubt their heroes reflect that. And they are definitely capitalizing on the push potential of this lineup. Stone Skin there on Predator, not going to do too much, as he's also level 6, so we have ultimates on 4 or 5 heroes now. Succubus the only one without one, and one of the more valuable ones, of course. So we'll see what Legion decide to do at this point. But obviously the top lane, bringing in Super Creep is going to be a bit of an issue, considering, like I said before, Hellborn don't really have much anti-push. They got the Death Boil from Hellbringer and the Stagger from Drunken Master, but that's not significant. And so they're going to have some issues, not only dealing with the push that Legion is bringing, but the push that the Creeps are doing by themselves. Like, that on its own could be a problem. Abyssal Skull War Beast once again pushing in this middle lane with Tempest and now Slither. Poison Ward is going down a little bit. Helping out with this building damage. Torture comes in from the side. We'll drop the Impalement on top of a ward. And chain reactions are there to help see stuff. Drunken Master popping the ultimate. Gonna try to jump here onto Slither, but will not do too much damage. Poison Burst going off onto 2. Gus comes back in. Hellbringer is definitely gonna drop here. But Predator wants something. Not gonna happen. He puts the Stone Skin, runs away. And meanwhile, Drunken did get picked off up top. So this is gonna be yet another set of racks at 12 minutes into the game.
A Hellborn barracks has been destroyed.
I think Legion side are a little annoyed about how they didn't CC game 1. Zephyr has a Codex, by the way. And now they're just going to kill the showers. Glyph of Fortification going off. We're 12.5 minutes in. Hellborn can't even CC this yet. Like, even if they wanted to CC at this point, they couldn't. Double damage, obviously, on Torture. Doing a lot of work on these towers. And the Abyssal Skull and Astrolabe doing plenty. Glacial Blast there on Predator. He will Stone Skin to get out of it. Chain reactions there, not going to hit. Tornado on the Hellbringer. He's definitely going to drop now. Succubus throwing the Heartache out. Hemorrhage is on there, but Ultimate from Tempest hitting 2. Easily going to kill Bloodhunter, and Succubus should drop as well. Chain reactions helping to finish her off. So, mid tower going to fall. Base tower, really. Drunken for some reason jumping in there. For I don't know why. I really don't know why. But the push continues here, and they're just going to kill the shrine.
The Legion have destroyed a Hellborn tower.
So this is going to be a sub 15-minute victory here for the Legion side, as they just went all push. Doesn't look like Hellborn can do much to hold this off. They're going to get heroes here. We'll pick off Duncan pretty easily. Stone Skin there on Predator trying to get the kill here on the Slither, and he very possibly could die. He's running out here. And Bloodhunter's mad, man.
Defeat.
And that's the game. Wow.
Legion wins.
Yeah, stay 1300. So a little bad manners there, I think, from from Hellborn at the end. And in game one, not throwing down the CZ, and GxGT was like, all right. Yeah, you want to CC? We won't even let you CC in game two. So that goes to them. Series goes to them. They move on. No big surprise there, as they were pretty much no doubt the better team. And that will do it for us in this.